Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever, whenever that you may be listening. This is Yonks, and this is another Gigs Go Green working group as we are working on our Gitcoin Grants Round 20 submission. And join with me today, we've got Tyler, my superpower, aka Mrs. Yonks, Amy, I am Lotus, and Nick eContriver.eth. So anyway, we've got we're gonna hop right in, and over here we're gonna take a look. Here is the applications for GG20R open. And we've been refining our narrative through primarily through Hero X working groups, and we talked a little bit about that. But like right now, the thing that we really got added details on substantially since our working group last night is our narrative here for the Gitcoin grants round. And one of the things that was pretty exciting, we actually just literally hopped off. Several of us participated in the CCN, the Climate Coordination Network office hours. And one of the things that they provided was to get some feedback. I'm not sure if we're going to really get any feedback because we literally only have 6 hours to finalize. And I'm heading up to Boulder here tonight for the Boulder Blockchain Meetup. So not even 6 hours because I'll probably be leaving for that around 5-ish. So less than a couple hours to do this. But most of this, like our the core team and the team experience and the roadmap, this was pretty much all copy and pasted from our Hero X submission. So before I go back to the grant page, was there any feedback from any of you as far as where we're at with the application, our proposal here now? And I'm going to go on mute and let you all chime in some thoughts.
Nothing here.
I'm excited. It's another avenue to reach out to people on.
Got any words of wisdom for us, Amy? I'm not seeing her mic come open. So here's where we're currently at on our Gigs Go Green project submission. And here's what the gigsgogreen.eth hot wallet. So this is some stuff that put in the other day since our working group last night. And that really gets us down to about, and let me see if I even had this in there. I did. So I think that this is mostly down to here, and I did have some other stuff in a markdown note, like this is I'm gonna go ahead and throw this stuff in here and see what it looks like. And I think that this should be just select all and copy and paste. So let me go in here. And it is an on-chain transaction. It's super low cost to update this, so it's not that big of a deal. And you'll see what that looks like here in a minute. I just want to make sure that the markdown formatting looks. And here's one of the opportunities. I'm not going to go into detail on this right now, Nick, but this is one of the opportunities that we've got because right now we don't even have a README file on our Gigs Go Green organizational hub in GitHub. So this is an opportunity to potentially add some additional details, and this might be another copy and paste opportunity with the README, because one of the things that Amy mentioned before we went live, the more consistent that we can have our messaging across other channels, when the messaging is consistent, that equals clarity. If you've got different messaging on different platforms and different channels, that causes confusion. So just putting that out there as some food for thought. So let's see. Looking at so this was some of the additional details. Phase 1, acquire 50 Tesla Model Ys, black on black, empowering 100 cooperative drivers to support our local communities. Phase 2, become a mutual auto insurance company for Tesla Black. Solar EV, building distributed energy resources, which include 3 components: solar panels, battery storage, EV charging. And we have 2 solar EV models: parking lot for DC fast EV charging, a single family house. And then Web3 CLT / house hacking DAO, tokenization engine for real estate to support solar EV. So I feel pretty good about how that looks. I don't know if these quotes are good, but I think it's fine. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and save and publish this. And this is where it'll bring open the MetaMask. And this is what's so fabulous about this is the estimated fee on this Arbitrum L2 chain is literally almost nothing. So confirm that. So it is pretty cool that this stuff is all on chain. So let's take a look. So apply to Climate Coordination Network Climate Round and get your project funded. So that's one of the things that we will do if we, I don't know if we'll actually do that prior to concluding this working group. That's definitely something that will get done here prior to the early bird deadline to ensure that the CCN team reviews our project. So this is what it looks like right here where we're at now. And again, already went through that in the preview window. So going back, I'm not going to go through this. This is something that we all looked at. One of the things that wanted to discuss was some additional opportunities. So looking at the community rounds, this is the primary one that we're interested in submitting on the climate solutions. And I think that there's a couple additional opportunities. I'm going to bring this up here a little bit. And those other opportunities, we talked a little bit about the HyperCerts ecosystem, and I've got that in this tab right here. So I'm still like HyperCerts literally just showed on my radar a couple of days ago when decided to submit. And one of the things that caught my eye surrounding this is the tangible use cases piloting new functionalities. And this is one of the new functionalities that I think would be a solid fit. And I'm gonna bring open the image. I'm gonna actually open it up in a just an image here. Let me find that real quick. So this was the Figma image that I created to show our cooperative ownership model with Tesla Black. So this is where I think that there's a HyperCert opportunity. This bundle right here is functionally going to be one, call it a legal wrapper. That's, I think, the best way to do that. And one of the reasons that we're doing that is that, and I'm going to actually bring open here. So this is the proposal. So methods for the cooperative ownership of various types of property using blockchain property tokens. And we need a cooperative ownership model for Tesla Black that will accomplish several goals. And maybe we should add this right here, measuring impact. Create a HyperCert for this model. I'm just going to leave measuring impact. No, measuring climate solutions or measuring climate change. What do you think here? What should the verbiage on this be?
I think it's solutions is better because we're trying to solve a problem, not measure it.
Measuring impact?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember if it's Teslafy, it's actually the Tesla app, but there's tons or pounds or whatever of carbon saved, and they've got some measurable metrics that say every kilowatt that we're using is this many pounds of carbon that we're not using in gas.
So, and this is the hypercerts.org. I'm going to just throw this link in there.
In climate change, I guess. I guess our goal is to prove that we're meeting our KPIs. So like to show impact through performance indicators or metrics, I guess.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct there. And doing it, and it sounds like that the hypercerts is still very much a work in progress. And again, I haven't really unpacked. I started looking at the hypercerts are new protocol for funding and rewarding positive impact. And this is something that recurring income for public goods, what we're building is unquestionably a public good with electric vehicle proliferation and then creating sustainable, renewable, and scalable distributed energy resources through the solar EV model. And here's some blog posts, podcasts, and talks. Again, I haven't even unpacked any of this, but this is something that I'll actually go through and create a Spotify playlist with some of these, the ones that are podcasts anyway, and start unpacking this. So here's an hyper search for regenerative crypto economics. And I don't know if this was that looks like a YouTube video mirror. So I'll start unpacking some of this, but I think that this is a good addition here. And I like this line there. Right. So the other one that I wanted to talk about, and it sounds like the Twitter space that CCN Climate Coordination Network is hosting on, can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday, but I'll share everybody a link to that in our Signal group. The other one is the Token Engineering Commons. And this is one of the things that we haven't really spent much conversations around our tokenomics with what we're doing. And this is where we have a lot more opportunity because our tokenomics are far more complicated than most projects because most projects have one token. And with the way that we're building our synergistic cooperatives, like going back to this Euler diagram, these are the DAOs, and we're going to be doing a security token offering for the Colorado PBCs. So we have the opportunity for each PBC to do some tokenomics. And this is like, we started having a little bit of conversations under our snapshot proposal for 3-win protocol. And this is one of the things that I was telling Tyler, just to go off on a slight tangent. When we're pre-launching and launching, we're really going to be building these DAOs as a cooperative community member DAO first. And then as we continue to increase financial transactions through these synergistic cooperatives, that's really where the 3-win protocol comes into play here. And so we're going to be really transitioning to a protocol DAO. But that's a little bit of a tangent. So help me get back on track here, Tyler.
Well, um, what's the next thing that you?
Oh, token engineering comments. So let's take a look at. So sorry for the brain fog. I can get off track a little bit. So let's see. Switch network. So the Token Engineering QF Grants Round Spring 2024 aims to catalyze innovative token engineering ideas and early stage projects to achieve proven impact in the token engineering space. In this round, we focus on research, education, software development, and/or social infrastructure that advances the field of token engineering. The TEC uses what we call tunable quadratic funding to allocate matching funds in our Gitcoin rounds. This approach enables us to incorporate token engineering expertise into the quadratic funding. And I would really say that what we're doing is more social infrastructure, and it could even be software development, but I don't know if we're really there. I think the social infrastructure is more where we're at. And one of the things that, again, is more unique about how that we're architecting this through our security token offerings is that, and right now the plan is to do for our Colorado PBCs is to do 10 million tokens and during regulation crowdfunding, we're going to be offering one token, $1. And so we're going to be if we sell out our offering, 5 billion of those tokens, and then we can do a treasury and with the other 5 million of those tokens. And I think that that's a fairly common dynamic for doing some tokenomics and token engineering. And again, our state-by-state model and what we're building with our 3-win, triple win protocol is, I think, a little bit more unique and probably more complicated from a token engineering. And just a quick reminder, we do have a conversation with Noma.pro tomorrow. And the thing that I thought was interesting about here is what we do. Scrolling down here is that this is the opportunity that I was most interested in is board advisory. And so we're having a conversation with Sabrina, the founder of Noma Pro, tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Time. She's across the pond in Europe somewhere. So besides the conversation that we have with Noma Pro and the opportunity here with token engineering, because one of the things that that we want to create with our state-by-state model and with like us as the key core team to launch this Colorado model is that we need to create an economic incentive so that we can ramp up some other states. And this is a great example is we all know how big of an opportunity California is. California is the first state to pass 100% electric vehicle mandate. And I think the first iteration of that goes into effect in 2026, but by 2035, 100% of the vehicles sold in California have to be electric vehicles. So like as big of an opportunity with California is 50 plus million people and California has one of the largest GDPs on a global basis, even though it's just one state here in the US. I personally don't have any desire to spend any time or to build out California. So we really need to architect like our core team through a token vesting schedule. And it's been a minute, but we already had a conversation with Hedgie.finance as far as their platform for doing token vesting. And I don't think that that's the only player in the space. So the more that we can really garner some experience on tokenomics and token engineering for what we're doing so that we can really have a solid model to replicate. Because real quick, going back to our Google Docs that we're wanting to do is, and this is our multi-state expansion. We've already got 3 states that we have shortlisted for various reasons. First of which is New York. Minnesota is another one. And one of the things that's kind of interesting about Minnesota, and this isn't necessarily in a priority, but Minneapolis was actually, they're having conversations about kicking out and deplatforming Uber and Lyft because of the pay that the drivers are receiving there. So I think Drivers Co-op is getting positioned to launch in Minnesota, but I haven't following that real closely because, again, focused on launching the stuff here. So anyway, I'm gonna just kind of like think here with where we're at, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Talked about a lot of things in a very short period of time here, but what else do we need to talk about on our working group today? I think the opportunity to really get the markdown cleaned up from this Google Docs is, I don't think that we need to necessarily go through that on the working group live stream here today, but I'm going to stop talking and chime in some thoughts to see if there's anything else that we need to cover right now on our working group.
I'm good.
Yeah, nothing else coming to mind here.
All right. Well, we'll see if we get any. Do you got anything? Go ahead, Amy. I see you got your mic open. If you're talking, we can't hear you, Amy. Oh, I see she closed her mic. So I think that we can bring this to a wrap. I'm going to kind of keep an eye here on the Telegram post that I made in the Climate Coordination Network, but we've got lots of opportunities. One of the things that I think is a very real opportunity is to host several Twitter spaces. And let me look at the timeline here on the Gitcoin grants as far as the window. Let's see. I guess I can look at the so round dates. This is the important time frames. So Tuesday, and one of the things too that thinking out loud, I think that we should slide and see if we can get with where we're at and the narrative refine where it is. I would really like to target launching our Kickstarter on Earth Day. Because right now I don't know if it's realistic to get our security token offering, but I would feel good getting our Kickstarter launched, and that would play in really nicely in this space, because that's just one additional opportunity. Because the Gitcoin grant round here is not more geared, it's totally geared for Web3 natives. And we're primarily building Gigs Go Green for gig workers who I'm not expecting to be Web3 natives. But that being said, the number one goal that we need to do is to demonstrate traction. And this Gitcoin grant round is just one other very public way that we can demonstrate traction. So I think the opportunity to host several Twitter spaces, it looks like that this is a 2-week time frame. So this is something that I think that we should target doing anywhere from 2 to 4 Twitter spaces. And it sounds like the CCN core team is very open to participating in some Twitter spaces. And this is already something that I've had some side conversations with Chris Carfi from Unlock Protocol, so that we can really hopefully garner some momentum in the existing ecosystem. So anyway, I'm excited for this. This is our first time, even though that we've been building, DAOs and Web3 stuff. This is literally the first time that I really felt where we were positioned to put forward a solid proposal and project on a Gitcoin grants round. So looking forward, and I think that we should probably go ahead and apply for the Token Engineering Commons, the HyperCerts ecosystem. I added that one line. I might think about the Token Engineering Commons to incorporate in a opportunity section, because that's one of the things that we would really like to leverage existing expertise. And here's the thing, I don't know how much expertise there is surrounding bridging security tokens through, and it technically won't be a security token until the regulation crowdfunding offering is completed. But I think it will be exciting to I've participated in Token Engineering Commons several times in several of their events over the years, and have been in their Discord server since 2021. And so I'm excited about this Gitcoin grants round. But I'm going to stop talking and let anybody else chime in some final thoughts before we bring this to a wrap. And we'll kick back 15 or 20 minutes to everybody's calendar for this 1-hour working group that we had here today.
It definitely feels like the timing of this is great, having these kind of green, grants coming through right when we're looking. So it's nice to see that. I feel like our messaging is starting to really solidify too. As you look through the content on the YouTube and on the websites, I feel like it's very clear the 3 different things we're focused on and what each of those are. So I think the messaging is coming together too.
I second that.
You got any final thoughts, Tyler, before we bring this to a wrap?
I'm excited at how we could get this done in a day, because we had so much done already. So that's exciting.
Yeah, and just to like we similarly with the Solvit submission that we just did, and just the Hero X, and just to put that forward, regardless of what the determination is for the Solvit, there's not any immediate opportunities for Hero X American made challenges, but expecting and anticipating that there will be probably in the June or July timeframe. I think that that's normally when they open up the solar prize, and we submitted last year for solar EV, solar prize round 7, and then back in 2021, Solar Prize round 5 for Token Town at the HOA Destroyer. So it'll be interesting to see if they do another Solar Prize round here in 2024. But that's something that I'll keep an eye on and put a little mental tickler to explore in June. The main thing that we need to do here in April and May is launch and then market. And my personal goal is to onboard 100 members, cooperative members, into Tesla Black DAO, and that's to demonstrate traction. And that's one of the things that we, I think, very clearly articulated within our project proposal. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share here. I'm going to just bring this open. This is something else that I'm really excited about, and I'm going to talk about the value proposition real quick because I like to say Uber and Lyft are some of the most extractive platform companies that we've seen here in the 21st century. And Denver is one of their top markets that they're building their future autonomous fleets on the backs of gig workers, renting out the cars for $200 or $400 a week. And this is where we're looking through our cooperative ownership model to increase the efficiency. So I'm really excited, and we're wanting our target is to deliver this at half of that cost, $200 a week. It'll be interesting to see while we're working to become the insurance company, because one of the things that was painful from us personally is that our insurance rates got jacked up here. So it'll be interesting to see what this looks like, and that's something that I think that people will be very understanding if we need to bump that from maybe 200 for their half week to maybe 250. But that's something that we can really unpack once we start seeing the numbers as far as from the auto insurance. But anyway, thanks everybody, and we'll be I'll share the project proposal here to get some final input on that before we actually click on the apply button for these various opportunities. And we're submitting for climate solutions, token engineering commons, and hypercert. So there's going to be 3 opportunities for us to get funding in matching pools. So that's almost 400,000 of matching pools. And I think that that normally is capped out on 10K per. And I don't know if we probably won't submit on the CeeLo because we already agreed to build on Base, and CeeLo is another blockchain. But anyway, thanks everybody. I don't think that we're going to have another in the near future. We might have another Gigs Go Green working group for Gitcoin grants round 20. Prior to the round going live, which was on so maybe do another working group on the 22nd of Earth Day, but that's a question mark because right now, as I mentioned, most interested in getting this narrative that we've been refining into a Kickstarter campaign so that we can go live and actually start onboarding gig workers as Tesla Black DAO members. But thanks everybody. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.